Hey, yo, Arkingr, and I want to talk about my good experience with being behind the yoke the first time. For those who don't know, it's this thing right here in the plane. In this case, I kind of went to a flight school and paid $100 to do a discovery flight to see if I actually liked it, and it turns out I really liked it. Other than the fact that I was about to poop my pants during flight, but yeah, we'll talk about later. So after paying the price, I pretty much just went in and they introduced me to a Cessna 172. This is a Cessna 172. It's cool. Then they showed me my flight instructor, which is a lady. Lord help me, I'm about to book. And, well, she guided me onto the airfield and said, yeah, let's get it done. She then asked me if I've ever been in like a small plane, like a Cessna before. And I just said, nope. Anyway, we walked up to the little prop plane, and I went ahead and seated myself in the little seat. Very cramped, by the way. Kinda like it. While my instructor began her pre-flight checks. Pretty much once she was done with that, she began to spin the propeller, and then engine roared, engine did all that, then we began to move on the taxiway. Keep in mind that we also have the little headsets on that have like all the air traffic. And during this entire time, I'm just hearing voices left and right, like, one of those Tuhu music little things that has so many voices coming from everywhere. God help me. So while that's going on in my ear, she's over here going to the end of the taxiway while we still have planes in front of us. She then looks at me and then tells me to have a go at it of taxiing the plane. You said what? So once the taxiway was clear, she told me to press the yaw pedals, which are these two little pedals at the bottom, and just hit them like a bicycle with my feet, which essentially steers the plane and has it move laterally. So I went ahead and pedaled away while she engaged the throttle, which is this thing, by the way. So we're on the straight taxiway, and when she was doing this, we were moving straight. This is me.
Wow, this is so fun. Very exciting. Oh, yeah.
It felt like I was doing this forever until she told me to hit the brakes, which are two more pedals above those same pedals I was using. So we slammed on the pedals, and now we are approaching the runway, ready to go high sky. And then she told me I was in charge of takeoff. Wait, no, this is it. All my time playing Star Wars, Ace Combat, War Thunder, and Battlefield, and those old arcade games in flight. This is my moment. I was chosen for this moment. And then I woke up. She pretty much told me once the runway clears up that it's our turn, and then I'm supposed to push the throttle all the way in, and I have to control the yaw pedals at the same time while regaining speed. Soon enough, it was our turn. So we went on the runway, and we're moving. I push the throttle in. I'm using the yaw pedals to make sure I don't tip over. Then once we reach speed, which, not gonna lie, I don't remember the number I'm supposed to, I pulled the yoke back, and we began to soar. To understand what I'm talking about for the next moments, I'm going to be using a photo that I personally took while I was flying. And here it is. This is my seat. I was pretty much the main pilot at this point, so while I focused on the climbing, she began working on the heading, which is this little thing, while setting an altitude for me to aim for. She also pretty much advised me that if I feel uncomfortable or I'm getting tired, I just say, you have control, and she'll take care of it. And then she'll be the main pilot. Our training area was going to be in like the mountainous regions. So when she told me to turn that way, I'm all like, oh, thank God I know how to turn in the plane. That was an absolute lie, by the way, because even though I could turn in the plane safely, I did not maintain altitude. Because technically when you're turning, you're raising altitude if you're not controlling the yaw pedals. So let's say I'm supposed to maintain altitude of 4,000. When I turned, I ended up in an altitude of 4,500. Now that's me turning at a 45 degree of angle. Let's say I go 90, that would be a straight, sharp bank turn, and that's pretty much the point where I almost poop myself. Because you definitely feel the G's on that thing, and yeah. However, I learned to compensate really quickly and learned on the go with the yaw pedals. After some flying, I gave control to her because controlling the yoke is a lot more harder than I thought it was. I thought it was going to be a smooth experience, but you need some strong forearms or something. I go to the gym all the time, and I'm aching doing this, mostly because I'm not used to it. But this lady, she's been doing this forever. She probably has like 4 arms bigger than my head or something. So we made it to the training area. We're flying around. We're just doing normal turns. I'm getting the hang of it. Then ATC lets us know that there's a police helicopter in the air. So me and her began looking around for the police helicopter. I'm pretty much driving the plane straight into the mountain at this point. I then told her that I don't see the police helicopter at all. Then she turned to me and said, "Me neither." Nah man, this is it. My first flight becomes my last. I'm gonna hit a police helicopter and it's over for me. Thankfully, sometime later, Lady Co-Pilot said that she sees the helicopter. I still can't see it for the life of me, but we navigated around, spent some more time in the air, and we started heading back to the airport. She then said that she was gonna take control of the landing, which, thank God, I really don't want to be responsible for that, because that's the hardest thing ever. During this time, I asked her, "Hey, how'd I do?" She looked at me, thought about it for a moment, and said, "You did really good." Thank God it's over. We then see the airport, we land safely, then we get out, back into the building. We didn't talk about the pilot program, and then they show me the price and the ways to pay it. Now don't get me wrong, I really want to get my private pilot license and my instrument rating stuff, but unfortunately, I'm poor. So we eventually shook hands, came to terms, and went on about our merry way. In the end, this was a really fun experience and I wish I could do more of it. Now if you made it this far into the video, thank you. Thank you for everything. Please consider liking and subscribing. It'll help me make more content in the future like this. Because all I'm really going to be doing is just storytelling, maybe some video games with my friends. Hell, maybe even drawing. Otherwise, peace out. And thanks for staying.